Recently, the Supreme Court ruled that it is unlawful for South Korean government to refuse to grant an entry visa to Steve Yu, once a successful singer here, better known as Yoo Seung-jun. Yu was charged and deported in 2002 for evading his duty after obtaining U.S. citizenship, despite his earlier promise to undertake it. Attempts to avoid conscription are strongly criticized in South Korea to such an extent that Yu has never been able to enter South Korea for 17 years except once in 2003 for the funeral of his fiancé's father. So simply speaking, most South Korean males, including BTS members of course, must serve in the military for about 2 years. This week, Korea Now will look into the mandatory military service in South Korea and its exemption system. South Korea is one of the several countries that still have military conscription. That's because the two Koreas are still divided and technically at war. And with that, all able-bodied men between the ages of 18 and 40 are required to complete approximately 2 years of military service to maintain combat readiness. That could be one of the reasons why the South Korean public has zero tolerance for those who dodge national duty. But not everyone serves in the military. Depending on their physical conditions and now due to religious reasons even, they can substitute the required 2 years or so with other community services. In addition, some sports stars and classical musicians can get exemptions from the duty when they meet certain criteria. According to the existing law on military service exemption, an athlete who wins gold, silver, or bronze at the Olympics or gold at the Asian Games is exempt from the service. Others are classical music and dance contests such as International French Liszt Piano Competition, the Helsinki International Ballet Competition, etc. Altogether, the list includes 28 global music competitions, 11 global ballet and dance competitions, and 7 Korean traditional music and art competitions. BTS became the first group since the Beatles to earn 3 number ones on the Billboard 200 album chart in less than a year. The sensational boy band also became the first Korean artist to top the United Kingdom's official album chart at the same time. However, all 7 members of BTS cannot benefit from the exemption law, despite their contributions to raising national image on a global stage. That's because the contemporary pop industry like K-pop is missing from the list. In this context, a lawmaker actually questioned the fairness of the current conscription system last year, in which pop culture artists are excluded from the benefit, unlike some athletes and classical musicians. The reality with the service for many Korean artists and sports stars is that the duty, which is completed mostly in their 20s, disrupts their careers, often cutting short their prime times. Generally, one can delay the compulsory service until as late as 28 years old for various reasons. And Jin, the oldest member of BTS, turns 28 next year. Heung-min, the same age as Jin, managed to avoid mandatory service, winning gold at the Jakarta Palembang Asian Games last year. Many Koreans, let alone their fans' army, hope the 7 young men's flourishing music careers continue as long as possible. And that is why there have been quite a number of petitions filed on the presidential website, calling on the government to grant military exemptions for the members of BTS. However, some even say that the exemption system should be abolished and not extended in terms of social equity. The Military Manpower Agency, together with the related ministries, is reviewing the exemption system to guarantee fairness and transparency and deal with a potential shortage of draftees amid the country's historic low birth rate. What are your thoughts on this? Please let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching Korea Now.